If you're watching this video, I'm sure at some point in your journey, you have had that OCD, obsession, can't get my twin flame out of my head feeling. So stay tuned, because in this video, I'm going to share with you 3 ways that can help you stop obsessing over your twin flame and start taking personal accountability for your traumas. Hello, fellow flames. In case we haven't met, my name is Dr. Harmony, and I help twin flames around the globe to be able to stop obsessing over their twin flame, start taking accountability for their personal traumas, so they can identify and heal their core wounds that's going to allow one to move beyond the twin flame pain. So welcome to my Twin Flame Obsession series. Make sure that if you have not subscribed, hit the notification bell so that you know all of the resources that I bring forward to you to do so now. And then also stay to the end, because I have my latest and greatest resource that I'm going to share with you today that is new. So before we jump into those 3 ways that can help you stop obsessing over your twin flame and taking personal accountability, what is the obsession all about? Where is it coming from? So when we think about obsession, it's that OCD mind that you can't stop thinking about your twin flame, and the repetition cycle of going to the repeated patterns within you that's taking you through a series of stories that are leading you to an outcome that sets you up in a place of fear that your twin flame is not going to return after you've went through a runner-chaser dynamic. So the first way to stop obsessing over your twin flame and taking personal accountability for your trauma is to stop blaming your twin flame. Make a conscious choice and decision to be willing to take ownership of the traumas that you've been through in past lives, and also in this life, in your childhood wounds, and the reprogramming process of how you've managed your reactions to triggers versus responding more from a place of love. You've reacted out of fear. And in doing so, that has then created separation between you and what you technically want. And the separation between you and your twin flame that can come with the runner-chaser dynamic is technically a reflection of you inside not being willing to take a look at what they're triggering in you that you haven't already wanted to feel, see, or heal because it's been too painful. And so they're really just the reflection of you coming in and mirroring everything about yourself. So there's no reason to blame them. It's about taking this responsibility and realizing that it's something missing in you that you're projecting onto them that you want and desire, then making them responsible for something that only you can fill the void from within. And because you haven't wanted to feel these things and they've been too painful, then you have avoided seeing those inner shadow, deep, dark aspects of yourself that have to come to light before you can heal them. And so I have a free resource that, make sure to check out the link below. It is an exercise that will help you begin to identify and heal the triggers that is in the reflection of your twin flame, to go through a series of questions to identify what it is they're triggering within you, so then you can begin to see that your reflection in their actions then is really mirroring and sending you back to yourself so you can heal the same thing within you. So that leads us straight into the second way to stop obsessing over your twin flame, and that is to start seeing yourself through the mirrored reflection of the triggers that your twin flame is creating within you. Now, the resource that I gave has a series of questions that you can go through and answer that will actually create exactly this mirrored reflection in a very beautiful way. It's going to help you identify what the triggers are so that you can then begin to learn how to then let them go, which is part of the healing process. But when you're letting go of these fears, basically, and I should even say being forced to face those fears, it's the fears that you've been running from. That is what you focused on, is your projection, as I mentioned, of the false illusion that you have created in the stories and the experience. So basically, your twin flame came in to activate you, to discover more of your own inner power and your own inner truth. And in that, then, because that you had been separated from those parts and those aspects of yourself, that's going to automatically send your twin flame into that runner mode for you to be able to be triggered in such a way that it's going to bring to light those wounds. So everything that they make you feel, make sure to list these things out and take a look at it as to things like their weaknesses. Where does that weakness, reside in you? Look at their strengths, the things you love about them. And usually the things you love about them are the parts of yourself that you don't like. But the parts you want that you're not getting are the parts in them you also don't like within them. So take a look in these questions that I've provided in that resource and be able to really look at, what are they teaching me, and what areas of my life is these things manifesting in other ways, and also in other relationships. And then even take that a step further and see, well, if they're triggering this, where did this wound originate? Where did I create this pattern of this potential abandonment from, even childhood? And how did that relate to my parents? And how then you can start to take a look at where these wounds came from and realize that they were already there before your twin flame showed up to trigger them. So the third way that you can take responsibility over your situation with your twin flame and stop obsessing is knowing that those obsessive thoughts are coming through a series of emotions that are triggered by the feelings you have, that are originating in the thoughts that are repeating over and over and over through the stories, the fear, the lack, the separation. So knowing that one of the primary lessons your twin flame is teaching you is to learn how to trust this journey. And the only way that you can step into a place of trust is when you let go. And so there's a lot of things, we talk about in the twin flame journey of letting go of your twin, letting go of the experience, letting go of the outcome. And we kind of look at that as, well, how do I do that? Especially when this obsession just is running and playing out over and over. And also knowing that it's the conundrum of the paradox of, I need to let go, but yet I need to get control of this so I can stop. And that by me obsessing is sending more separation. And so where do I start? So I think one of the key places to start is to realize that the only thing that you have control over is really your thoughts. And that it's the thoughts that create things in your life, and that sets you up to send out, basically from the thought, is a frequency. So choosing to see things in your perception from the positive state and realizing that your twin flame is a blessing, not a curse, then that allows you then to put the energy into a higher vibrational thought that creates a different response within your body versus a reaction. And you begin to start to raise the frequency of your thoughts, of your feelings, that then are technically the emotional status that sends out the signal of what you're creating in your reality as to why people are showing up and triggering you, and namely here, your twin flame. So if you want your twin flame to stop triggering you, you need to really then be able to basically heal the wounds. And the minute you do, you find balance in yourself and you stop separating from yourself, and you come into then alignment with yourself and union with yourself. And then basically at that point you start to see the gift in this journey, and you're able to surrender and let go of the control, but yet the knowing that the only real control that you have is those thoughts, feelings, and emotions, and that by putting your happiness into the fate of your twin flame is you're giving your power away. So it's the ability to make conscious decisions, conscious choices about how you show up for yourself that's taking you control of your power, that's going to help collect your fragments, it's going to help make you whole and complete, that's going to allow you to stop not feeling worthy, stop feeling like you're not good enough, and to be able to learn how to be open to receive, so that then you can have like all the things you want. And so again, that resource that I put together, check it out below, because it will help you be able to see yourself and that reflection of what's happening with your twin flame, identify what those triggers are, be able to then view those through the eyes and the lens of your heart, and stop judging it from your head, and realizing that your twin is only helping you, and that if you are letting go of your twin, you're really letting go of your twin to find yourself and more of you at a higher version that's going to help you align with the highest good, that's going to bring into your life all the things you want. And suddenly that vicious pattern and cycle of those thoughts, feelings, emotions shift to a higher vibration, and you're moving towards what you want, and that there is no lack, there is no separation, because what you want is starting to show up. And then that's allowing you to learn to even trust more, let go more, and be able to then accomplish this concept of having patience and timing and trust and tolerance, that are all the major life lessons that your twin is really teaching you. So thank you for watching. Make sure to like, comment, share the shine, and leave me a comment below and let me know if you're having obsession, what your experience is, and get the resource below, and I will see you in the next video. May you always face your fears, find freedom, and glow forward on fire. Namaste.